Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy Kubrickman at TFW, and I'm joined this week by the next meme. It's Mikey G. Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going, Mikey?
I'm Mikey.
You are Mikey. That's a fact. That's what it says on the inside of your eyelids. I know. I've checked.
It's a good time.
Yes. What, to have your ID on the inside of your eyelids, or just in general?
Why not?
Okay, I like how that's it's like, it could be for answer A, could be for answer B, could be for both. Who knows? Who can say? It's another week. It's another week with now much Transformers news. So, what can you do, baby? We'll try to entertain you as best we can, and we'll talk about some Waz and some Daz Dingoes, as they say. What's Daz Dingo from?
I don't know.
Warcraft 3. It's what the
Right.
trolls say. There we go. That was going to annoy me otherwise. I managed to cream that back. We're going to start off this week, Mikey, with Fans Hobby. They're showing off the MB14 Masterforce Headmaster Junior Cab, or Hosehead. I almost said Horsehead, but it is Hosehead. You kind of wish that we had a Beast Wars Transformer called Horsehead.
I'm just
At
thinking
least
of
I
something
do.
from Gundam Breaker, which is you can put Fun Psyche's head on top of mechs.
You can. It's great.
Like,
There's
I don't
no
have a good
reason
enough
not
Fun...
to.
I don't have a good enough Fun Psyche's head to do it for the late
Oh, in terms
stage
of
stuff.
levels?
Yeah,
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
I'm just like, can you get the body or is it just a head?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Hmm.
It's been a long time since I played it, and I didn't even finish it. Not that it was bad. It's just like other things came out around the time.
And it's not like that. It's not exactly story driven.
No, the story is very much okay. It's okay.
It's got robots.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, not really. It's got toys.
No, it's got robots. In it
Oh,
as
that's
well.
right. There's a maid robot. That's right.
Yeah.
They live in a very futuristic world, don't they?
Yeah, they have like a orbital elevator, don't they?
Something like that. It's pretty intense. You know for a fact that they're sex robots as well. If they're maid
God.
robots, they're sex robots.
Listen, we all know those are basically universal.
What, sex robots?
Yeah.
If there are robots, they will be made. Well, the first thing that will be made are sex robots first. Maybe military grade robots first, to be fair, and then like the first public sector stuff will be porn, because that's how it works.
Yeah, and it appears that Fun Psyche's body is a thing.
Oh, okay.
But it basically you can either have the head or you can have a centaur.
Oh, can you not
So
just
you
make a horse?
Well, you can, but then you can't have any other parts.
That's lame.
Like basically, Fun Psyche's body takes the place of legs.
Okay, that makes sense, I
And
suppose.
apparently, and there are, Googling this, I have now found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 7 builds where someone went for female Gundams and somehow managed to add giant boobs. And as far as I can tell, they were using the Trans Am reactors.
Oh no, I think I've seen some of those before.
Oh, this one managed to make it look like this one's wearing a bra. Like, ladies and gentlemen, hours of their lives dedicated to playing a game so they can collect parts like this.
So, Mikey, you remember how you made a Marine Gundam?
Mine was classy.
Yeah, so are you going to make it unclassy?
I feel like if I did, I wouldn't tell anyone.
Okay, so that's a yes. That's good to know. That's good. You don't need to admit it. You just need to be like, well, I wouldn't tell anyone. It's like, okay, I see how we're playing the game then. I'll keep you secret. I mean, I won't because we just talked about it on the podcast.
I was
I'll
going to
keep you secret.
say, if it's a secret, it's not a very well kept one.
No. But Mikey,
Yeah.
I almost said Horsehead again. What do you think of Hosehead?
Stop calling
Kaboo.
things Horsehead.
It
it's
is
alright.
in great prototype, apart from
Yeah,
the cab
the-
bit.
Yeah, apart from Cab himself.
Yes.
It's one of those things where I think color would really benefit a lot.
Yes, you think it's weird that the Ghost Shooter still isn't painted up? We have like the Ghost Shooter with the same prototype body, but it's only Minerva who's obviously done and out at this point.
Yes, and which is also the picture of all three in vehicle mode with the headmasters next to them. Minerva's one is in an interesting pose.
She's just trying to get up on the hood. Mikey, what are you talking about?
Oh, we all did it. I often lean against cars with my knees in the air.
Same.
The actual sculpt looks good. The vehicle mode looks solid. I think it was probably wise to have the way he seems to get into the vehicle is just like this big... Look, this thing just opens. We're not going to worry about doors.
Yeah, the front screen basically just kind of folds forward if you didn't know.
Yeah, and the robot mode looks good. Unfortunately, what would concern me is QC, because from what I understand, the last few Fans Hobby releases have been dodgy in terms of QC. They've all had some like masterpiece grade kind of problems showing up.
If I remember, I'm pretty sure you even said that the Minerva had issues as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think because they did a repaint of her, and I know people said that they were finding a lot of problems.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah, the Windblade they did out of her.
Oh, that one, yeah, the one where you kind of look and you go, really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a car, though.
It is a car.
Stop it. Stop.
But yeah, so I think they look good, and I'd be curious to see how they'll turn out. But yeah, no. It's one where I want to see better pictures.
Yeah,
colours.
that'd be nice. Definitely, yeah. And, I'm sure we'll talk about them when they're finally coloured, at the very least. So,
I think,
yeah, it still looks like,
decent.
at least it's, as I'm sure we said last time we talked about these things, at least it's something different. Like, no one's really touching the Headmaster Juniors, which I could have phrased better.
Yeah, no, you could have.
I could have. I chose not to, though.
Especially since I think there's somewhere in a manga where they all go for a bat with Jinrai.
To be fair, in Japanese culture, that's so probably okay.
I know there's also several manga, both Legends and other, which have the two boys in really tight made outfits.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Legends comic definitely did.
But the Legends comic also had evil Nightbeat Minerva leaping naked off a bridge because she was an evil detective.
That's right.
God, I missed those.
Good story. So good. So fucking good. But that's all we can really say on these things, is that obviously, like you say, they're not finished. But it looks like they got decent postability. Oh, I saw one of them was MB13 Ace Hitter. Can you imagine what I thought it said?
No, because you
1T.
are a classy guy.
Yeah, oh boy, that was almost a mistake I made saying that out loud. Oh, yabai na. Yeah. So there you go. That's Fan Hobby Toys. Mikey, do you want to take us on to some, I guess, repaint?
Yeah, this came out during the week, and again, it's one of those things where, okay, I get it. Okay, I saw. Stop messaging me. I saw it.
Did people like hammer you with messages or something?
Yes.
Wow.
Many people wanted me to see this.
Wow. I think they just want you to suffer, which I can understand.
But it's just like, hey, did you see this? Really? Did I see this? I check websites all the time, but did I see this?
They're helping.
Anyone else?
They're trying to help. That's nice.
Were they?
Well, yeah, they wanted to make sure that you knew.
Well, guess what? I knew. Anyway, we have got a repaint of the Flame Toys Karakura Curry Optimus Prime coming. So this is previously released in the traditional G1 colors, and because it's Flame Toys and they don't play yo games with your Nemesis Primes, they've decided once again, I think they're now mold complete, bar the G1 and the IDW Flame Toys model kits. They're doing a lot of Shattered Glass. So this is Shattered Glass Optimus Prime at their sort of crazy articulated level. We get to see him with his full accessories. He's going to come with repaints of all Prime's weapons, including some very nice repaints of the axe.
Oh.
And if you buy off of Flame Toys' selected dealers, which are d4toys.com, the Hong Kong official shop, Sentiden, or a Flame Toys event, you will get an extra weapon exclusive to this, which is a big honking axe, kind of looking a bit Fall of Cybertron-y, and two special hands for you to hold it. Which, in one of the promo shots, he's doing the Japanese ruffian squat down pose. You know the one?
What's the ruffian squat down pose?
I don't know how better to describe. Basically, if you see something where someone's called a delinquent and they're like smoking or something in a group and they're all like just squatting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I will. You'll know it when I see. I've showed a picture there. Yeah, and you've even got the head. Like you've seen this pose 1,000 times.
Yeah, the Father Ted pose.
Did Father Ted squat?
Nobody should have.
Andy, you
Yes.
know, are you now putting away $400 so you can buy this?
I was going to ask if the Kurakara Kiri was the was I was going to say the skeleton, and was the expensive one, or if it was the model kit.
It is the large and in charge.
I'm good. I appreciate the offer, but I must say to thee, nay, sir, nay, like a sheep.
Nay, what?
Nay, that's what sheep say. You turn horses into milk, right?
You can do that.
Ah, see?
I wouldn't drink it if I were you, but you can do that. Sale is June 2021. Pre-orders are going to stop on the 8th of March, so get them in if you're interested. And yeah, apart from the axe and the color scheme, it is pretty identical, and by pretty I mean exactly identical to the previous figure, which looked cool, but was definitely out of my price range.
Yeah, I mean, most of the really expensive ones are, which, you know, no sniff on you. They're pretty expensive, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, and I don't blame Flame Toys for charging what they do, but I'm just like, why do you hate specifically me?
Yeah.
I show you nothing but love.
Yeah, that's why.
Like, why have you made this $400 Akane?
Just get the deluxe Figma one. That's cheap enough.
I hate you. I'm actually thinking of selling some stuff during the week, and if they do sell, I will probably try to pick her up.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Andy.
Yes?
Take us on to that hot movie news.
Well, at least hot
movie news.
Yeah, this is a... Hold on to your glasses and your cockleshell bays, because we got some info on the possible working title for the Transformers Beast Wars movie.
The Beast Wars?
What's that? No, it's not called The Beast Wars, unfortunately. It's not even called The Beasties. Or The Beastie Boys.
I would pay to go see The Beasties.
Same, yeah. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. We know about a Beast Wars movie in the works, apparently, that is being developed in parallel to the next Transformers live-action movie, which already has Stephen Cappell Jr. as the director. Is that the same guy that did Bumblebee? Is it a different person?
No. It was Travis Knight who did Bumblebee.
Oh, that's right. Of course it was. Do we know who Stephen Cappell Jr. is?
I've heard the name.
Okay, you have a look. I'll keep talking. We haven't had any details about the Beast Wars movie, but according to the... I thought this said Illuminati, but the Illuminerdy, so it's worse. It's even more stupid. The Illuminerdy article, the film's working title will be Transformers Beast Alliance. Transformers Beast Alliance takes place in the Bumblebee timeline, whatever the fuck that means, and will be set in the 1990s.
Extreme. They're extreme.
Why? Yeah, Jesus, okay. The film will have the flavor of a heist film that spans from Brooklyn to South America. What could go wrong?
I'm curious because this sounds more like I don't know. I'm just like cool. I suppose I don't believe it until I see it, kind of thing.
Yeah, you want a trailer first, at the very least. I
don't even believe your man's the director until I like see his name on things. His other work, since we mentioned it, he did a lot of like independent films that never got any sort of attention, and then 2016 he did The Land, which is about 4 Cleveland teams escaping inner city poverty and becoming pro skateboarders, but get caught in a car heist. It got a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not high.
Next is Grownish, which is a sitcom. He's worked on 2 episodes of that.
Okay.
And Creed 2. I know Creed was very popular.
What about Creed 2?
Creed 2. Creed 2 has an 83%. So that's not
okay, bad. So yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like, so he's basically very early in his career.
Yeah, but at the very least, you can say that he has done a heist movie in the past. That's on the record book, so that's it's not coming to something that he's totally unfamiliar with, I suppose. But okay, yeah. Beast Alliance movie, Mikey. What do you think of the name? You think it's radical?
I mean, it does. I mean, this whole doing movies in the style of the era in which they're set, and like trying to like capture the feeling of it, like it has a really artificial aging effect on films. Bumblebee, oddly enough, got away with it because the whole 80s thing wasn't that relevant, bar like the music.
Yeah, you say stuff like that, but then Wonder Woman 80, whatever it was, doesn't do anything with the setting. It's just there.
Well, yeah, but they also, like, their marketing was full of it.
I know, this is the problem. They lent on it, but did nothing with it. And they advertised it. It's shocking how little 80s there is in that movie, for the amount that they advertised it.
But like I would prefer it that way, where it's just like, this has just happened, because I don't think the 80s were that different. I was there for a while, and they didn't seem that different from now, apart from the fact we have the internet and hate less people officially.
I would say they were pretty different visually, and like in terms of the sound. I think it has a very distinct visual look to it versus what nowadays
I'll agree with that.
is.
I had a very high pop collar as a 4-year-old.
Did you? Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah. But that's a different time. I was on the streets.
That's a different Mikey.
On the streets, cold, alone every night.
Yeah,
wondering
in California
to break next. I can't exactly say I'm leaping at the name Beast Alliance.
It's a weird name.
It sounds like a placeholder.
Yeah, or like, to me it sounds like something that the Asylum would use.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I just don't know. Like, for me, it would seem really sensible to just call it Beast Wars since you own the license. Then again, like, someone said, like, did you really expect them to do a traditional Beast Wars film in a live action? I'm just like,
yes.
You know what? If it wasn't for the transforming element of it, if they just had to have models, I could see them pulling off like a Disney Lion King kind of thing.
Sure, yeah.
I don't want them to, because that movie is an atrocious abomination and needs to be burned, and the fact it even was considered for Oscars, let alone how well it did, is a testament to the fact that the Oscars are a fucking joke. But yeah, like, hey, it's a synopsis of a movie we don't know will ever make it past the concept stage.
It does seem strange to do a Beast Wars movie. I guess this is like doing their own thing with the license, with Beast Wars at least. But I'm not sure this is like isn't this cool, Andy? This is more of is this a thing, Andy? And I kind of look at it and I go, I mean, it is a thing.
Yeah. One thing I'd wonder, like, if they were doing a Beast Wars movie and it was a standalone, not connected to anything else, and like CGI or something like that, I could definitely see them including Optimus Primal. I don't see them putting an Optimus Primal in a movie franchise that already has Optimus Prime, simply because, can you imagine a number of people coming out of the cinema getting confused?
Yeah. They won't understand. I mean, like, visually, it's just not a good idea, because, you know, they look similar-ish, so yeah, probably not a good call on that.
I would say it's probably, like, I definitely wouldn't say you'd get Megatron.
You mean Megatron and Megatron? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, that would
unlikely. What if they put in Beast Wars Galvatron?
They wouldn't.
I'd be up for that.
I don't think they know they would bother.
Color accuracy, I would demand color accuracy.
Yeah, that's definitely not happening, unfortunately.
He needs to be pink, not magenta.
No, he is pink. Very, very pink.
He is very punk.
Yes.
I'm sure somewhere there's someone very excited by this, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I mean, live action movies are a thing. I am not I prefer like the animated interpretations of these things, because I think they blend better than making everything look realistic and trying to fit giant robots in our world. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it really doesn't. Most of the time it really doesn't. I'm also seeing
something. Apparently the site Illuminerdi is not considered reputable.
So it might not even be a thing.
I think they were behind a rumor that Power Rangers and Takara were splitting ways.
Okay.
Well, not Takara, Toei. We're splitting ways after the move away from Hasbro.
Yeah.
To Hasbro. And, like, I don't know. Like, no, I remember that rumor going around for a week, everyone panicking, and then no one hearing anything about it ever again.
How old's that rumor?
Year, 2 years?
Okay, so yeah, it's. I'm sure it's happening anytime now, right?
And like, I'm sure Takara is going to sign away a lot of licensing, and Hasbro is going to basically say, "Hey, we'll do a bunch of full Power Ranger shows with the crazy budget we've got to stick into these things when usually we can't afford to have too much original footage."
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Ha ha ha! Tee hee hoo hoo!
Ha ha ha! Tee hee hee! I've got no budget left.
Oh, I thought there was more to that. Okay, yeah. So, Transformers, Beast Wars, Beast Alliance. Sorry, it's a thing. I'll take the next two stories because they're just paint variations. So we found out that Transformers Kingdom, the deluxe Cheeto with the new gold color to it and the new metallic color seems to probably be from the Netflix line. It'll probably be for that whenever that comes out. So if you want your Cheeto looking a little bit nicer. I think, at least. I think this does look like a superior version of Cheeto. We'll ask Mikey in a second. Then maybe hold off on getting the one that's out at the moment and wait for the Netflix one. Do you prefer this one, or do you like the very light blue, Mikey? What do you like?
I think the color looks better overall. I think the detailing looks better.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to argue it doesn't.
Yeah, he's technically got a little less paint. He doesn't have painting on his shins, on the fronts of his shins or the inside of them, but that's really about it. Everything else just generally looks nicer, I would say.
Yeah, no. Like, I think he looks better. I heard that Cheetor's having some problems with some of his clips breaking. But...
Oh, really? Ooh, okay. I hadn't heard that, but that's a shame if that's the case. The other bit of color variation, Mikey, is one that I look at the pictures for, and I can't even tell. It feels like the person who made up the story is lying, but I don't think they are. So, Transformers Kingdom Optimus Primal Sword color variant. What?
I can see it. Kind of.
Okay. According to the pictures shared by a person called Pokemon's Doom, one word, and a few other members as well. Optimus Primal swords can be found in matte bone white paint or shiny silver paint. Oh, that's what it is. Is it? They both look silver, but okay. One of them's in bone white. One of them.
One's pale and one's dark.
Yeah, I have the silver ones on mine, which is the correct color. I don't think there's a way for you to check until you actually open it up. But if that's the case and these things are out, that's a very weird color variant. I don't know why he'd have bone-colored swords, or just white swords. They're not even bone-colored. What do you think, Mikey?
Cool.
Yes. Very.
I would love to be the guy who insisted on buying 2 of the Voyager now.
I need
to
both
get the right
variations.
Swords. Yeah.
Full completionist, Mikey. Jesus. That's Mikey, take us on to the last story, I suppose.
Yeah, so rumors and possible news and all that jazz. So, from where did this come from? So this came from Pixel Master over on the TFW board, who shared an image with is apparently a list revealing upcoming toys. It's got retail product codes, but it's not saying here where the list came from. And it should be noted, this is a screenshot of an Excel sheet.
Oh.
So it should be taken with a healthy grain of salt.
Okay.
I would say.
How large of a grain of salt?
Reasonable.
All right.
A reasonably sized grain. Not too salty, but maybe not leap to think that a screenshot of an Excel sheet will get you all the accurate information. But let's assume this is right. And we have on here the listing for a Generations War for Cybertron Kingdom, I'm assuming, Titan class Arc.
Okay.
A K Commander class Rodimus Prime. Target exclusive leader T-Rex Maximal Tyrannosaurus.
I wonder who that is.
Could be T-Rex. It might be T-Rex.
What? No, silly.
It's Barney.
Oh my god.
Target Gen WFC Kingdom 4-pack.
Obviously, we don't know what's in that one.
No.
There's not enough info there.
And there's also in the list, there's Rescue Box and Voyager Assortments and everything else. But those are the numbers. Again, this is an Excel sheet screenshot that may or may not have any reality to it.
Yeah.
T-Rex was rumored to be coming alongside probably exclusive version of Megatron done into Rexy from Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be more interested in her. She had some molding differences than T-Rex, I'll be honest. But if they had the scars on the right fucking side.
Well, maybe.
Why can't Mattel just put the scars on the left side?
To be fair as well, the reason you care more about the Jurassic Park one is because you like, obviously, Jurassic Park's, but Jurassic
Put the
Park.
scars on the left side. Every toy they've done, it's on the right side. Why?
Because that's how it is in the movies, Mikey.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No.
Do you have evidence?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
It's in the movie. But yeah, so T-Rex, so for anyone who doesn't know, because I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't, T-Rex was a repaint of Voyager Megatron released in the Beast Machines line.
Yeah.
During with a lot of repaints, kind of an interesting little subline. It was the Dinobots. It had repaints of Megatron into red, metallic red, and it had a repaint of Dinobot 2 into a guy called Rapticon, but it also included the Western release of a number of Beast Wars Neo exclusive figures, including Magmatron.
Yeah.
Who unlike all the other ones, was completely unchanged.
Yeah, it was strange. I remember seeing them for the first time in one of my visits to Disney World, and I thought they were KOs, because I was like, what are these? Because I saw the Megatron repaint, and I was like, but that's not Megatron. What's going on? I hadn't considered what a repaint might have been back then. That was a while ago, of course.
Yeah,
a long time.
And Magmatron's a great figure.
Yeah.
Great fun. But I will say I always enjoyed the original figures. I think the Beast Wars Neo got a tad shell-formery at times, but...
They did. I mean, fucking Break. Bless Break the Penguin, but Jesus.
Break the badass battle-hungry penguin.
That's right. Whose entire penguin mode is his shoulders.
Yeah, and his best friend was a cobra.
That's right. Koharada was actually a pretty good Transformer. He's quite neat, actually.
I really like him. But yeah, so I think T-Rex would be neat.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I would say probably you'd have to give him the mutant head, because he's supposed to have big wings on the side of his head.
It would be nice for them to do something to distinguish it, but I think it's more than likely just going to be a straight repaint.
What about Titan Class Arc?
We've seen, if you remember the artwork that they did for Kingdom, we saw the giant robot in the background, so it's going to be that. So we kind of knew that this was already coming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Arc transforming, but it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. Whatever.
I don't know, Animated did it. Yeah.
No, but that was Omega Supreme. It wasn't its own thing.
It was the Arc before it was Omega Supreme. We didn't know.
Surprise.
We spent 2 years not knowing.
That's true.
And then Rodimus Prime Commander Class.
Yeah, I don't know what that could be. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there'll be a repaint of the one in the 86 line.
Well,
the
that's
Studio
the thing.
Series one, but I don't know what they turn him into.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure you can do that.
No?
Well, it's Commander Class, which means it's got to be huge.
Yeah.
And unless you basically just have like a suit of armor, like a trailer that forms a suit of armor he goes into.
Yeah.
In which case, I've been joking, and people have been getting mad at me for saying, like, what if they just re-released the Power of the Prime figure?
Oh, no, that'd be terrible if they did that. No.
I would assume, like, if they want to do it that big, I don't think you could bring in the Voyager, because remember, the Voyager is just a deluxe.
That's true.
The extras.
That's true.
Like, he would be quite small.
Small.
So I would be... Or, well, like, he's deluxe-ish. He's a bit bigger than deluxe, but I would expect this to be new, at least. I would hope it. Like, I think what they should do is just do what was in the show. A full Winnebago mode without, like, a separating car in the front. Just have a perfect transformation.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Do you think that's what they'll do, though? I don't think they will. I don't know though, to be fair, I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah, Commander Class is unpredictable, shall we say.
Because what have they had for Commander Class? They've had Skyfire, and Skylinks.
Skylinks, yeah.
Yeah, so and they weren't redos of anyone as far as I remember. So yeah, it could literally be anything, I suppose.
And yeah, a Kingdom 4 pack of someone.
I don't know who.
Gary the Transformer.
Maybe they'll put all of the dinosaur bone people in that.
They'd need another one, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Is there another one coming out? I don't know.
I would imagine there probably will be. I don't think they'll just have 3 bone things. You know, 1 small one and 2 break apart ones. They'll probably do another one at the very least.
Repaints. Oh, it'll be repaints. It'll be like you can have the T-Rex one and like, oh, this is the Rex T one. It's Mirror Universe.
You never know. Maybe the translucent one will be in that pack.
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is kind of interesting because T-Rex was rumored, and in that rumor list there was some weird shit, like Shattered Glass getting a main line in selects.
That's weird.
Or, like, one that would actually make sense, and it's one of the only ones you could really do, repainting Dinobot into Grimlock.
Yeah. I remember hearing that, and it's just like, that seems like the safe option, and obvious, like, what else are you going to do with that Grimlock toy?
Yeah, so it would be interesting to look back on it and see what the story was.
Sorry, that Dinobot toy into Grimlock. Yeah.
Don't know what they're going to do with Leader Grimlock.
Yeah, there's a few repaints they could do.
Do the Tiger Stripe.
Is that the unreleased G2 one? Yeah.
I like that. I like that better than the blue.
There's also the Christmas Grimlock, the green one. Apart from that, I think that's it.
I'm trying to think, has Grimlock ever been repainted into a different character?
I don't think so.
They're Shattered Glass in Decepticon colors.
That's true, yeah.
But who wasn't in Gridman, so I don't care.
He's not real Shattered Glass.
Although he looks kind of like Alexis, I suppose. In color scheme.
No, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think you're just wanting that to be a thing.
If he shows up with teal on him, I'm just gonna say, oh god, Nemesis Grimlock.
No.
So yeah. But anyway, like, this is just a pinch of salt bit of news.
Yeah, who knows if it's true? We've got no images, so it's just a kind of shrug and we'll see kind of vibe to it, I suppose. And that's it. That's the news this week, Mr. Mikey. Why didn't you have more news for us? What the fuck?
I have been trying to, like, steal stuff off Hasbro for weeks and get exclusives. I mean, there's one thing we can talk about if you have seen it.
Depends. What is this thing that I may or may not have seen?
Any of the Unicron reviews?
No, actually I haven't, but why don't you tell me about them? So,
I've seen 4 or 5 up now.
Did they review him as a very big toy?
These were more like events would be better than reviews, because they're all unboxing videos where everyone's like basically learning them as they go.
Oh, okay.
And then giving an opinion at the end. Also, there's one that had on, like, they called it an ASMR video.
I doubt that.
Clicking.
Was it actually ASMR, or was it just ASMR
kind of.
in name?
Kind of. It was all clicks and sounds. They had a lot of click sounds. But then at the end, they showed bloopers and they nearly dropped the head.
Oh no, that's a big head.
And they were just like, oh god. So yeah, I got to see how he works, what the accessory count looks like in person, everything else. Like, he's not a perfect transformation in a couple of ways. Like, his head is separate and the rings obviously have to be redone.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, the head is like its own thing. You can have it comes with a little display stand that you can stick a head, the model of the Ark and Galvatron and Rodimus on.
Okay.
So, so I've got a sense of him. He's big, very chunky, very, very chunky. A lot of ratchet joints. Not really breaking any records with posability.
No, I'm not surprised. It's all about the size more than anything, though, for it, isn't it?
He can stand on his own without the stand.
Right. Well, that's good,
but
thank God.
But he is extremely unstable.
Really?
Like, I was looking, and basically, these two guys, they were trying to find a pose to get him to stand on his own, and I think it went down for 5 minutes, and every time they took the hands off, the thing started going backwards.
Is it because of the amount of weight that's on the joints, basically?
I think it's sheer size, and I think that the ratchets on the feet aren't strong enough to keep him upright.
I'm not really surprised, because it's trying to hold up a lot of plastic.
Yeah, so it'll stand for a second, and I'm sure, like, if you didn't have to record a video and were doing it on a table or something, you could get him in a pose. I also saw him next to this is a little surprising. Like, he's massive. he's absolutely massive. And in terms of sheer weight and size and like all around size, he's bigger than pretty much everyone.
Sure.
But next to Fortress Maximus, he's not actually that much taller.
Really? I'm guessing he's girthier and denser though, right?
Oh yeah, like I was watching one bit like transformation, and the guy was like, you could hear him. And like he was fighting the joints, but like the elbows are single jointed, the head has rotation but not all the way around, the waist has rotation, but it's so tight it looks like a real struggle to use.
Right.
Like this is not a play piece, like not just because of how collector oriented it is, just because of like it's not designed to be. It's a movable statue.
Right.
Get it into the basic poses it can hold. Get it with do you want it like having a bare face? Do you want it having the goatee chin or the other chin, open mouth, screaming mouth, and then you'll probably leave it. It doesn't look fun to transform. It looks very heavily engineered, and a lot of people basically think one thing I saw going around, like the reason he's not as clean as the Cell one, the third party one that came out a few months back, is probably just because like when you reach a certain size, physics kick in. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that because I know a little bit about physics, but
oh fuck, you flexing.
I don't know a lot. I'm more biology, but I think some of it is like what considering how big they were going and density of parts and everything else, sacrifices were made. Like he's engineered. The engineering favors the getting a perfect planet mode rather than getting a super clean robot mode.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so I got to see him and how he worked, and I'm kind of glad I didn't have the money to try and buy him.
Were you ever like tempted to buy though, even if you had the money? I didn't think you were.
But
I
wasn't. I was like, if I had that money, it would be going towards a couple of Flame Toys, big kits, big sets, rather big figures. But I'm glad I wasn't one of the people who bought him.
Okay,
because
it was such a fact to buy it anyway as well.
Yes, ridiculous, and like. Okay, you bought him off the funding Kickstarter thing, and you paid $600 plus shipping. You bought him off a Big Bad, you paid $800 plus shipping. You bought off someone here, and 9 times out of 10, you paid at least £800 plus shipping. And then he's on eBay now. Did you know that? Did you know that?
I saw some pictures, and I was like, "Oh boy, wow!"
They have sold at those prices.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have sold at over $1,200. I saw one sell at $1,600. Which means,
good for the eBay sellers, bad on the eBay buyers, I would argue.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're making guys a profit, people.
A lot, surprisingly.
Yeah. But, like, he doesn't look fun.
No, I think you mentioned it there. It gets to a certain size, and that's why I was never a real big fan of the Titan scale, because it gets to a point where they're too big to actually enjoy. That's why the G1 versions are, in some ways, better, because even when you transform them, they don't really do anything. They're very static. Like, the original Fort Max has, like, a shoulder, elbow, and that's it. He has, like, hips, but you don't really use them. And that's the perfect kind of articulation for him, because he's just... Like, back in the 80s, a kid wasn't really going to pick him up and kind of stomp him around. Too bloody heavy for a kid. So, yeah, this, I don't know. For me, they're too big.
It's been interesting. I don't... Because, like, a lot of criticisms are out there, and it's like, oh, this isn't colored like the show, or this isn't quite right, and everything else. I would normally not care. In some places, I actually think the color choices look better. Break up the orange. I get that people are saying, like, listen, I'm looking for a really good representation of this show model. That's what we were promised.
Well, you need to go over to the third-party places.
Yeah.
I would say.
And, like, I know a lot of people are buying him simply because of the sheer size.
Yeah, some people really like big, thick Transformers, which is fair enough.
But for me, like, I when I buy a Transformer, it's like, okay, part of what I do is, like, I like the transformation experience, like holding it in my hand, flipping backwards and forwards a few times every day for a while or whatever, you know?
Yes.
You can't do that with him because it's an actual workout.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's, like, people are going, like, I'm going to take him around the house and take loads of pictures, and he looks really awkward to get into poses for pictures, and... Also carrying this thing around your house all day, so like this thing is big. Like,
well, you want to get those fucking gains while you're locked in your home.
Tie
so I
a
guess this is how you do it.
your arm. And I've seen quite a bit of buyer's remorse.
Really? That is a
Quite a
shame,
bit.
but I'm not shocked.
A lot of people, some people have him and are expressing it. Some people don't have him, are expressing it. And there's a lot of talk about, I think my wife might actually leave me this time. Or I think my husband might walk out the door.
On very rocky grounds. Jesus.
But like, I have to look at it from a financial thing. Like, looking at the minimum price you pay for it, do I feel that is $600 worth of enjoyment?
Yeah.
And I think if you're really into engineering, maybe.
I mean, that basically comes down to personal preference, isn't it? Because what you find 600 worth is not the same as what 600 worth would be for someone else, sure.
But I would not find it in sheer size, and engineering is great, but I'm still ultimately more interested in the end products.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'd rather spend that money and go on a holiday. Well, theoretically, if we were able to.
Or pay off a car loan.
Or pay off a car, yeah, something. Or buy maybe one Flame Toys toy.
Yeah.
Lol.
Or 1.5. 1.5. You can buy 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can buy one of the big ones and a few of the kits.
There you go, yeah.
I'm of the opinion, I'm glad that I was never in a position where I'd consider it, because I think just on the hype train, if I had the free cash, I'd have been tempted out of the sheer fact that, oh, look at me, I've got it. And again, like looking at eBay, I'd be tempted the fact that I'd turned it over for twice the price. But I think this campaign has not been well handled in general.
In what way? Because it seems like people got exactly what they asked for.
For instance, there was the fact that they made us all rush to pay by a certain date, and then because they didn't have enough people by that date, they asked for more people. Or said, like, we're doubling the time. And a lot of people rushed to pay money they didn't have on the day.
Yeah, no, that's fair, yeah.
And like, if you support a Kickstarter or something on Patreon, like, updates are really important. They keep people engaged. They make it so they don't ever try and find a way to get their money back if there is an angle. Because they see the thing developing, they see all the different stages, they get little extras, whatever. Hasbro didn't do that.
I don't think they've ever done it for that stuff, though, have they?
No, and I think that's a flaw in their approach to marketing, in all honesty. I think it's really important, because that's one of the things that keeps people coming back to you when you do it next time. If you do a HasLab again, the same people who said, like, it was a really fun experience watching this develop over a couple of years, I'd love to see it again. And I've seen that with loads of Kickstarters over the years. Like, some people go in because they enjoy the creative experience of watching these things develop.
Right.
But especially when you're not going to see the end result for 2 years.
Whew, yeah. Can you believe it's been that long since they announced it?
Yeah.
Long time.
I wasn't terribly impressed how the campaign was run.
Okay.
And I just look at him and I see about as much playtime as you would get out of a normal Transformer, sheerly out of how long it takes to do anything with him. And then he's up on your shelf, and that's fantastic, but...
Is he up on your shelf, Mikey?
Or is he up on your roof, scaring off pigeons?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think it'd be safe on the shelf.
I would like to ask people in a year's time who get him. Like, I would like to do a little survey in a year's time, just like saying, you spent anywhere between $600 and apparently over $1,200 on this thing.
Oh no, this is mean.
And I want to know if you think it was worth it.
No.
Because this was an investment out of a chunk of your life savings. And I want to know if you think I spent my money well. And if people enjoy it, and people a year later say, like, I love having it, that's fantastic. But I want to know. I'll see if I remember, like, come next Christmas. Who knows? But... Or will we see a bunch of Unicrons show up on eBay over next year?
Who knows?
But if you've got buyer's remorse, I do find that funny.
Mikey laughs at your pain because he's a bad person.
I said it on Twitter today as well. Can you imagine being the one guy or one of the people getting a defective one?
Oh, yeah.
Or getting a broken one?
Yeah, because I don't know where do you even send that back to.
Not even that. Like, you say, like, oh, can I get replacement parts? There are none.
No.
We didn't make any more.
Yeah.
Like, this was it.
GG.
Bye-bye. As Hasbro runs off with all your money. Bye-bye. So, Unicron, he a big boy.
He is definitely a big boy.
If you've never had a child, he could be a replacement. He will
Yeah.
be cheaper in the long run.
It would be good training for like carrying a child, maybe.
Well, only yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
Getting used to the weight and whatnot.
Dense little things.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Anything else there, Mikey, or is that about it?
That was about it, really.
Then what did you do this week, my fine little friend? Do you do anything fun this week?
Not a ton.
All right, okay.
And as we talk about Unicron, the first thing I see is I just change my screen after closing the news is Twitter pop up with, "I'm going to stick my dick in Unicron. Don't put your dick in there."
Yeah, no, don't do that.
That's getting shared.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, do what you like with your toys, but it's probably going to be something you regret doing, I would imagine.
Yep. I didn't do a lot this week, if I'm completely honest.
Boo.
Just time and energy, and I was tired and not sleeping much. So, like, I didn't watch ReZero. I'm an episode now behind, so I have committed a horrible sin. And I didn't watch like any of the isekais or anything else. I watched an episode of Back Arrow last night because I remembered to. Mm-hmm. I was messing about in something and I was just like, oh shit, that came out yesterday. I can watch that. Which was good. Again, it's sort of playing on the fallout of what happened in episode 4. And we also get to see the first time our main character loses a fight, which is really important that he can lose a fight. And we see some good character interaction, and there's a bit of mystery built in still, and I'm just staring at the ship they're driving about in, and every time it passes I'm going like, that's a fucking giant robot. I know that's a giant robot. I can see the fucking fists.
It's a surprise, Mikey.
I'm just looking at just like, who do you think you're fooling? But yeah, I'm liking Back Arrow rather, quite a lot. Again, like, all those things, all those weird feelings I was getting off of it really make sense when you realize you made the show. But yeah, did I watch anything else of note? Like, I've watched a lot of Hololive this week.
That's not a bad thing.
Which is partly because the whole Hachima story arc that was going on.
Yes.
Which, like, I have decided she's probably the most creative one of the fucking bunch.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week as well.
Like, because she basically, for anyone who doesn't know, there's a character in Hololive called, her official name was Akai Hato, and the character was portrayed as more as sort of standoffish, well-meaning, normal person. And then slowly, I think more of the real person came out.
The broken
and that
person.
Person is terrifying. And eats spiders.
Yes, literally.
Literally eats spiders.
She cooks them first, but considering
the whole cooking section, the character became Hachima instead of Akai Hato. And the meme was that Hachima, this crazy lunatic spider eating insane person, either ate or murdered or whatever Akai Hato. And in the last week there's been a bunch of streams and clips of like her doing like after midnight streams as Hato. And like this whole lore of like, she doesn't remember the name Hachima. She thinks she works for Hachima. If it's day stream, it's Hachima, and she's talking about, I hear a voice in the back of my head. And this has been going on for like a week, and then today it came to an end. Because the video was, I found out you've been streaming behind my back. We can't have that. And apparently chops her head off.
Oh, God.
In a scene rather reminiscent of the sort of Urabachi moment in Magica Madoka. Or Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, around episode 3. Because actually, that show got to its Urabachi moment fast.
It did.
And it basically, like, you're going back now, but without a head. And I'm just like, okay. It was really well done, in all honesty. Really well constructed. And apparently, like, I was watching and clearly some people weren't in on the joke, because they were, like, saying hi, and she'd start talking, and there was, like, this audible sense of discomfort. Like, why are you talking like this? But it was interesting. I like that kind of creative stuff. I like that was an interesting little arc. So because of like the way my week's gone, I haven't really had energy for a lot of stuff that's like high maintenance in terms of TV. So that was a nice thing. Gaming wise, I didn't do a ton. A little bit of Gundam Breaker. I did pick up the ReZero game because I had
you got it finally.
I had some points on the Nintendo.
Okay.
And they got me on a discount, so fuck it, why not?
Have you actually had time to play it yet to see what it's like?
No. I might try it tonight if I'm awake.
Okay, that's fair.
I haven't slept in a few days properly, so I might go to bed early. I don't know, but like it's a visual novel with some combat in it, and I'm expecting lots of happiness and nothing bad to happen to anyone.
I mean, that's the show, so yeah. What bad things could happen? Who knows?
Nothing bad will happen.
Correcto.
This. But I have started replaying again because I've seen people stream it and it's got back in my head. I started replaying Nier Automata for the first time in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, I'm already emotional, and I'm only at the desert village.
Yeah,
the desert village where it cannot continue.
No, this cannot continue.
But it does.
Let's have a baby.
Why is there a baby?
Let's have the robot sex scene is just like really uncomfortable.
Yeah, with the goo.
Yeah.
And I forgot how horny on main that game was, but fair play. And it's like I'm just analyzing all the things like 2B going like you're not allowed to have emotion while everyone around her is super emotional, and she's like the most emotion driven one of all of them.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Which all makes sense when you understand the context of why she's saying that.
Yes.
Which has nothing to do with the fact that she's an android.
No.
Also, I told you about this, but there's a moment in like the early scene with her squadron, and there's something that will not mean anything to you unless you finish the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will not spoil
then remember.
Yeah, I will not spoil it. But it's something that when you go back and play, I'm just like, why is that there?
Yeah.
What was going on? And I'm just like, okay. So yeah, like also I still like riding around a moose.
I never really ever did that.
Oh, it's great crack. Like you just go around on a moose and ram things. The moose usually gets its ass kicked, but it's still funny.
Okay. Poor Canada.
Yeah. I started the custom job.
The custom job
on the Flame Toys Optimus.
Oh, right. I thought you meant in Nier. I was like, what?
No. The custom job on that is self-destructing.
That's true. No skirts. Wow.
Oh dear, why was I watching Miko during the week?
Wow.
Who did that scene a lot.
It seems like Ame is playing it as well now. Played a bit of it. She did one stream of it.
Kiara did it. Risu's doing it. And a ton of the Niji-Sanji girls are doing it.
Okay.
So someone must have gotten permission for something.
Well, here's the thing. Pikami's not doing it, so she's the most important. I don't think is Pikami Niji-Sanji?
No, I think she's independent.
No, she is with two others in a group. Because they're all designed the same by the same person, but I can't remember if they're their own company. I think there might be.
Yeah, well, there's lots of that going on now. Now that VTubing has become a functional business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't actually started any painting, but I spent like all of yesterday prepping all the pieces.
Okay.
So sanding and filing and everything else. I'm not sure there is. My files and sanders and stuff are dying, to be completely honest. So I could have done a better job, but it's the first time round.
Yeah, like the more model kits you make, the quicker you go. Wow, no, I need to start buying more files now because my files are dying.
So yeah, so I'm gonna start priming the head because that's the easiest, I think. Because it's basically a couple of squirts, and it's going to be hard to actually like overspray those. It's going to take a while because I need to get more alligator clips. I don't have that many, so I'm only really going to be able to like paint 6 or 7 parts at a time.
Okay.
And it takes like with priming, like you're giving it an hour, 2 hours to fully dry, and then you're priming it again to get a second coat on, and then you're leaving it again, and then I've been watching a lot of videos. So it's not going to be a quick job, but I am looking forward to it. I hope I don't fuck up too badly considering whatever, but it should be a good time investment.
Yay.
But yeah, and also I have 2 packages coming to me, right? One, I think I know what's in it, which I think is the Leo Prime, the Leo Convoy from BotCon. And the other, I just got a shipping notice saying, like, we have your package, it's on your way next week. And I'm just like, what is it? I haven't gotten nothing I've got a pre-order in from last year, when I paid for it last year.
Right.
About 6 months ago now. I haven't got confirmation that Optimus is shipping. I haven't gotten confirmation anything's shipping. So now I'm just like, what's going on? So we'll see. Like, I suppose Optimus seems like the most likely thing, but we'll you never know. Yeah, that was me, really. It's been a quiet week.
Not bad.
Yeah. Andy,
Me.
what have you done with your life?
Oh, God. What a sad question. For the week, at least. Not a huge amount, again. Just trucking through. I mean, you did a podcast. We did the Beast Wars from the Files of Teltron 2 episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that and edited that up and threw that up. It's up for everybody. We will be, if you didn't hear, we will be doing a proper From the Files this month as well. At some point.
It's like, want to strike while the iron is lukewarm.
Yeah, exactly. So why not? Why not? What else did I get up to? I've watched bits of HoloLive here and there. Nothing solid recently, just like clips for the most part. Finished all of Attack on Titan season 2 now, so I'll be maybe I'll jump to season 3, but I might not. I bought them on both part 1 and part 2 on DVD, but since I watched it recently, I'll probably just leave it since it's all still fresh in my mind. So I might try one of the new animus of this season. Maybe I'll go and do ReZero, or maybe I will hold off for a few more episodes and try the Spider anime instead. Just for something a little different.
Still need to go back and catch up on that.
How many episodes is that, do you know, offhand, if you do?
Five, I think. Because it started around the same time as ReZero.
So it's like 2 days worth of content there for me to watch. Fair enough. I watched an Amazon Prime movie exclusive called Greenland. Have you heard of Greenland, Mikey?
It's the cold place that isn't actually green.
Yes, that's the place. It's a Gerard Butler movie, so you know it's great. About a meteor crashing into the planet and blowing a dinosaur destroying event kind of meteor. It's really fucking boring, and you can tell it has no budget because like one of the better examples of the disaster flick is 2012, the movie called 2012. Like, that is not a good movie.
No, I was going to say.
It is a hilariously fucking stupid film that is very... that keeps its action going. Like, there's always some shit happening, even though it's dumb, and it doesn't make sense. It's
Global
stupid.
warming is literally waiting around the corner to kill us.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. There's also they save a dog, which is nice. It's like, yay, the dog will live. So in Greenland, though, it's like you can tell they've got no budget. Because a lot of the movie felt like the start of the disaster. You know how usually the disaster comes and you then get to see everything get destroyed. You don't really get to see that in this movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. The good thing was I was building a Lego set at the time, so it was good background fodder. But I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Greenland, totally sign up to Amazon Prime for that shit. It's so good.
So
it's like, no.
Does it hit Greenland or?
No, the reason it's called Greenland is because they're trying to make the way there to an underground bunker. The
in Greenland.
hit in Greenland, yeah.
The best place to hide out during an apocalypse that makes the world colder.
I don't know why they went there. To be fair though, Mikey, when the meteor hits, they only had to spend 9 months in the underground bunker, and then they were able to come out.
Oh, 9 months.
9 months.
Not years, possibly decades, possibly centuries.
Centuries, yeah, no.
Depending on when it's hit. Like I know actually like the actual thing didn't stay like it spent we had a meteor cloud for a lot less time than people think. But 9 months.
9 months, yeah. The ash cloud went away and there wasn't that much radiation. I was like, really?
What? Radiation?
Yeah. To be fair, there would be radiation if a meteor hit. Do you know why?
Yeah, but it wouldn't last. It's not that kind of. It's basically just heat radiation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would set off the nukes, though.
No, it wouldn't.
No, a meteorite hit the Earth wouldn't.
No, it would have to hit the nukes.
Yeah.
The problem isn't that it hits. The problem is that when it hits, it shoots everything up and basically destroys the environment. But the impact tremor is not going to hit the nukes.
The thing has a pretty big radius, doesn't it?
I mean, it's big, but it ain't like you'll feel an earthquake. But if an earthquake isn't going to set off the nukes, they'll probably be fine.
No, but if it's in the vicinity of that, it could hit them, and it was a pretty big meteor. To be fair,
if it was over the nukes, yes, you'd all die.
Yeah.
Like, you would have bigger problems because it would basically... I mean, granted, the meteor has a lot more force in it than the nukes, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Did it hit nukes? Was it over nukes?
I can't remember. I wasn't really paying attention at that point. I think from earlier on it said it was meant to hit somewhere... maybe Africa? Maybe?
Then your nukes would be fine.
Like I say, I wasn't really paying attention. The suggestion was that Europe was going to be destroyed, and I was like, "Oh, cool! That's where we are close enough." So
that's not how that.
Got to protect America.
That's not how any of those things work.
I don't know. Like I say, it wasn't a very good film, so I wouldn't recommend going out and watching it because it's not good. It's not good. The Lego set I was building was the medieval blacksmith Lego idea set, one of the big new ones. I've built the first floor and the second floor. It's very cool. It's one of the big expensive ones, or fairly expensive ones, but it's very neat. There's loads of detail on it. It's very fancy. It's slightly modular, as you can take the roof off, which has an attic area. Excuse me. The first floor, which is like your living room area, and then the bottom floor, which is your blacksmithing. It's nice. It's nice to build a fancy Lego set. It's been a while since I've Legoed up. I also got, because they were on sale, because they were each £12, I got 2 fast tracks. Because I was like, oh, £12 each? Yeah, why not? So I can combine them with Black Orochi, or whatever they called them, the gold fast tracks, and make the weird giant things that I've seen online a few times that people have done, which are actually quite neat. They're not the most stable things after putting one together, but they do look very cool. I can throw that in there. They do look very neato. And I've been playing Doom 2016 for the first time on stream.
What do you think?
Shockingly, it's a pretty good game. No one's ever said that about Doom 2016.
No, it's
someone lied to me
praise.
in chat and said it won Game of the Year, and I was like, that can't be true. I've never heard of it.
I don't think it did.
No, it did.
Did it? It did.
It did.
Oh.
It actually did.
I don't know.
Yeah. But no, it's very good. Highly recommend playing it. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty that I can, which seems to just be hard mode, whatever the hard mode is the equivalent of. Because I think Nightmare and the other mode are like locked out until you finish the game once through. But at the moment, it's at a really comfortable difficulty, and the encounters go by really quickly to the point where I'm like, oh, I thought there was more. Damn, shit. But obviously that'll ramp up the closer to the end that I get. But no, it's a lot of fun. You should play it if you haven't yet, Mikey.
I have it somewhere.
Do you? No, okay.
Somewhere.
You should play it at some point.
I probably will.
Good. Do it. And I think that's it. I don't think there's been anything else. Well, I did watch the new Attack on Titty this week as well, on Mundle Day, which I'll be doing tomorrow as well, when the new episode comes out then. And that was also good. That's enjoyable. Shit's getting real. And that's it. That's been my week. It's one of those another exciting ones, as it always is.
We are truly living in the most engaging of times.
Everybody is, baby. Everybody is. I did a podcast with Adam and George today as well, so I'm super tired.
They're not people.
True, but it doesn't mean that I didn't do a podcast with them. I still did it. Still happened, believe it or not. So, Mr. Mikey, I think we may as well call this a podcast because there's nothing else. Not for this week.
No, and I'm honestly falling asleep.
Yeah, that's A-okay by me. So, Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
I'm yawning now, I said it.
Don't do it.
Oh dear. You can find me on Twitter with IrishPillow, and you can send us feedback through the email, the gmail.com, moonbase@gmail.com, and Facebook, and everywhere else. I'm tired. Go sleep.
Did you say Glock.com?
Glockenspiel.
Okay. Glockenspiel.com. Okay, cool.
Sleepy now.
We do have a message from Tentamon4, which I'll mention now.
Okay. I said I'm sleeping.
Too bad. Okay, I'm going to stop being coy, Andy. The Lara Croft DLC lets you play as Raziel and Kane from the Legacy of Kane series for that game that he mentioned last time.
All right.
What's up?
I'm just trying to figure out how that translates in terms of gameplay.
I imagine I think one of them had a melee weapon anyway, so it's just like you take away the guns of Lara, and then that's it. Still puzzle solving. I would say I don't really... It's neat, but I still don't care. The only way that I'd really care is if it was like, oh, here's an actual Legacy of Kain game, a new
Lara
one.
Croft and the Guardian of Light, Kain and Raziel DLC. Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah. Did you not believe him?
No, I honestly didn't, because those are two very different game styles.
Not really. Not for that game, because that's an
that's the modern
isometric
one,
perspective. No, it's not the modern Lara Croft game. It's an isometric perspective. It was an Xbox Live game or something like that.
Oh, Lara
Doom.
Croft and the
Not Doom.
Guardian of
Think Diablo style, like camera.
Oh,
angle
okay.
position.
I didn't realize that was what it was. I thought it was just like, because I can't keep track of all the Lara games. There's been a ton of them.
That's true. Yeah, it was from a while ago.
Okay, I get you now. I get you.
Yeah, but yeah, that wouldn't have made me want to play it either way. I'm afraid to say. I just want a proper Legacy of Kain game, a real one. Anywho, what do you mean by that? The rage as caused by the first Thomas the Train reboot? I think he means Thomas the Tank Engine. But what about the CGI Thomas show? This is all on you, Mikey. You
Apparently, that wasn't a reboot.
Heard it had good stuff in it from the Lego Rewind guy, whoever that might be. Nick on Planet Ripple, I think is who he means. But the only Thomas stuff I care about are the YouTube poops. Watch the Train Killers. It's Chef's Kiss good. Also, I've been watching WandaVision, and I can say you can wait on it for now. I'm not doing it at all personally.
Yeah, I would struggle to. I mean, cool mystery and everything else. I'm just like,
I'd rather read the comic it was loosely based on.
Yeah, it's like it's actually based on the Vision comic that people liked, isn't it?
No, it's not the Vision comic. There's a Wonder comic it's based around.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently so. It's probably got elements of the Vision comic in as well that you're talking about. But specifically, the Wonder stuff is from a 90s comic or something like that. More people in the know better than me know more than I do.
WandaVision based on comic. Let's see. I'm curious now.
Okay.
House of M and 9 other comics that inspired WandaVision.
Yeah. I heard House of M was one of them, but there were some other ones as well.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I'm not sure I'd say House of M just because everything's inspired by House of M is just like
the thing, isn't it?
So, Young Avengers, Scarlet Witch 2015, Giant Size Avengers, Heroes Reborn, Vision Quest, The Vision and Scarlet Witch, The Vision and Scarlet Witch, Avengers Disassembled, The Visions, which is the one that I was thinking of because it's the scenario seems very similar.
Yeah, it's like when Vision has a family, isn't it, or something like that?
Suburban Vision, and it all goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
House of M. Oh. I don't know, and I never really read anything with Wanda in it, to be honest, apart from that one time I read Ultimates, and that was horrible.
Everyone makes that mistake.
Where Captain America walks in on her fucking Pietro, and then everyone's really judgy of Captain America. Because they said, like, your 1940s sensibility is making this uncomfortable for you, this woman having sex with her brother.
Yeah, like, it's clearly Captain America's problem here.
Live in our modern 2000s era where we're all fucking our sisters.
I mean, I think Captain America at that point would probably question the morality of like the people in this century if that was the case.
Oh yeah, like to be fair, he was probably like doing that anyway because he was an asshole. But it was just I found it really weird when I was reading that story, and like everyone's really judgy of Captain America, not the incest.
It's fine, Mikey. Incest is wincest.
I know 2000s gave us that message, Andy, but I just don't know if I agree with it.
I just don't know where the message came from, apart from it had to be a meme.
Yeah.
He goes on and says, it's a show like Lost. That's not a way to put me onto something personally. Sure has fun characters and interesting mystery, but it don't stick the ending, it can get fucked.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of Lost, which every time they introduce something mildly interesting, I bang my head off the wall when they fucked it up.
Yeah, well, that was Lost. It was an interesting idea.
Was a hell of a lot worse than people remember it being.
I mean, it relies 1,000% on what's his name? Who did the show? J.J. Abrams' Mystery Box, which is a horrible storytelling thing. At least he does it really badly.
And like every time he did a reveal, it's just like, what's that thing that's killing people and dragging them off into the thing? Is it a giant monster? Is it something terrifying? It's a cloud.
No, he didn't know. That was the
An
thing.
evil cloud.
They clearly didn't know. It was a mystery box where the person was like, I don't know what the fuck is in here.
Yeah.
Let's put in a dead rat by the end and go, surprise, it was a dead rat all along.
I mean, he fully admits he did not plan out that ending of it turning out it was all purgatory.
And yet he'll expout the virtues of the mystery box, and you're sitting there going, bro, you didn't know what you were doing. It's good to have a defined ending that you know where you want to go to. You should have a clear beginning and a clear end, and then fill the stuff in the middle with the interesting shit.
You need to know the mystery so that you can build the mystery sensibly.
Surely.
You don't... Like, that's the reason some mystery writers, their material lasts hundreds of years, and yours was forgotten after 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Because no one thinks about Lost anymore.
I think when people think about Lost... Oh, man, here's a thing. Is Game of Thrones this era's Lost? Because remember when Lost started, that was really hyped up. And then I think Lost died faster than Game of Thrones, because it didn't... Like, people weren't like, wow, Lost is shit really quickly. People were like, Lost is shit right at the end. But I think, like, investment in Lost was dying very quickly, while Game of Thrones, it kept building.
I think the fact that Lost never really paid off any of its mystery really lost people quick.
Yeah, or at least it didn't do. It didn't build any of its mystery.
No,
any of it.
Game of Thrones, I think it will kind of depend on how the internet treats it.
Well, I don't think it's going to treat it well.
Yeah, it's just like I know there are some who really focus on those first few seasons that they loved.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see why people would like those. People who like the books will enjoy the first seasons, definitely.
But I don't know how many people look at the whole package.
To be fair, if you've seen the whole package, you don't really want to remember the whole package, surely. At least I wouldn't.
I do sometimes, because it'll pop up, they're doing a Game of Thrones prequel or something like that. I'll suddenly remember those interviews about, like, just throughout the 8th season. They're just like, we really thought this was a good idea, did you? Because no one would have expected it. There's a reason for that.
It's
called linear storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sprout wings. Me sprouting wings is unexpected. Not clever.
It does subvert expectations, though.
Yes, because no one should expect that.
You know what did subvert expectations but was really good? Madoka Magica?
Yeah, like...
That subverted things really well, and you were like, holy shit, wow, again, Urobuchi, Jesus Christ.
Again, haha, we're all having fun. Why is she up in the sky? Oh, no. And
Gaim subverted expectations. I suppose at that point, though, in Gaim, like, Urobuchi became a bit of a trope, so you kind of prepared for that.
The thing with Gaim is that it changed it subverted our expectations, because we were just sitting there like, when?
Because we
like,
knew.
When am I going to do it? Is it going to be now? No. Is it going to be now?
No.
Nope.
He kept teasing.
You'll see soon.
Yeah. It was good.
Like, Thunderbolt Fantasy, I was going to say, is the only thing that doesn't do it, but then it does it.
Kind of. It's still very straight-laced. Are we talking about season 1? Season 1,
at halfway through, it's just like, actually, these are all monsters, and you are an idiot. Like, I was expecting to have a bit of a fast one. I wasn't expecting that much of a fast one, you know?
Yeah. To be fair, I'd still say Thunderbolt Fantasy's real only credit is it's very pretty, and its story is very basic.
I like the story, even though it's basic. I think it works well. But I think Season 2 doesn't.
Season 2 is just a mess.
Season 2 has less pretty and less things. Season 3 is coming out soon, and I mean, I'm going to watch it because I do want to support this idea.
Pretty.
Like, this idea I want to support until my dying day.
Yeah.
But I will say that I hope the writing improves.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I don't think it will, but, I mean, hopefully it will. You know, it'd be nice if it did.
Yeah. But please, at least, like, God, those fight scenes.
Yeah, they're great.
How do humans do that? Those are people running around with heavy, uncomfortable puppets.
Yeah.
Practice. And they made it so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix can't do fluid animation like that.
No, they're not puppets, though. They're bad CG models. Oh.
God, if you haven't seen Thunderbolt Fantasy, there's not that many clips, actually. But they got a lot of them got, like, DMCA'd. But look for something like Thunderbolt Fantasy Fight and just, like, sit back and watch.
Yeah, just watch the first episode. Give it a try. You'll find it in places.
It's just, man, so well coordinated.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And hype music as well. Hype music.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's got a good track to it.
The land is indeed cloaked in deepest blue.
Yeah. Right, so you can find me, because that's all of our stuff done. You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, YouTube as Cripple Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, so on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, most of the other places that have Moonbase 2 podcasts on them. You can also find us on Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, specifically on YouTube, and you can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month for the extended version from the Files of Teletron 2 and the Moonbase Woo Woo, which is the exclusive show where we talk about non-transformery things in more detail. And if you want, you can head over to ccbunker.weebly.com as well. Oh, I'm also on Twitch, CCTFW, where I usually stream things.
Yes, he's all right.
What's that?
He's all right.
Hey, that's almost a glowing approval from Mikey. Almost.
There's a video here, top 10 fights in Thunderbolt Fantasy. There's your boy.
I don't think I'd want to watch that, because it would spoil it.
7, yeah. Yeah, but actually, yeah, no. Oh, some of this is from season 2. Some of this is from season 2. Take it back. Take it back.
Oh,
take it back.
Yeah, if it's season 2, yeah, it didn't matter then. I'd say just watch the first episode of season 1, because it's got some pretty good stuff in the first episode. Yeah, so...
Watch the opening. The opening's great.
Oh, yeah. Intro me. I think that's still up on YouTube. I think that's still up.
Yep, I found it here.
Okay, there you go. You can watch the intro. So, thank you very much for joining us, everybody, and we'll catch you next time on Moonbase 2, where there may or may not be anything to talk about, but we'll be here and we'll be talking, because that's what we do. Bye-bye, Mikey.
Fun.
You are now leaving